Welcome back to another episode of the Always Compete Seahawks podcast. My name is Sam. Thank you for joining me today. Um, I am coming to you on the eve of free agency, and it's just been the most wild day for Seahawks fans, just around the world. DK Metcalf has been traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a second round pick. There are also some pick swaps in there, but they're all like sixes and sevens, so I'm not really going to care about that. The second round pick that the Seahawks are acquiring from Pittsburgh is number 53, I believe. So, or 52. It's one of those. A expected trade, not necessarily an expected team. I have a lot of opinions on how DK fits with that team. But I'm not really going to talk about that because who cares how he fits with the Steelers? We're talking about the Seahawks here. This move frees up $11 million dollars for the Seahawks, which essentially uh, covers the year one cost for Ernest Jones and Jaron Reed, who both signed new contracts today. Very happy about both of those. I'm not really going to touch on them too much. I think the money is great. I think they're great contracts for the Seahawks. And I think it's good to keep some continuity on that defense after you really like grew throughout the year. And these are guys that people respect and are both leaders on the team. So overall, I'm happy that they both end up staying on pretty cheap deals that the DK Metcalf money essentially uh, keeps open. Um, DK, obviously a guy who Pro Bowl wide receiver, ups and downs, a polarizing player, but no doubt probably the most popular player on the Seahawks. It is a big time move. This comes off the heels, obviously, of Geno Smith being traded and Tyler Lockett being cut. This would be an entirely new look offense. Let's talk about it. So let's start with the cap savings. The Seahawks now, I believe, will have $63 million to spend tomorrow. A lot of that is expected to go to a quarterback who is widely expected to be Sam Darnold. There were some rumors that the Steelers might be in on Sam Darnold. Ultimately, I think they will likely target Justin Fields, and I think the Seahawks will end up being maybe the only real legitimate contender for Sam Darnold at the end of the day. I think Darnold will end up probably getting a contract in the range of 30 to 38 million. I don't know if he hits 40, but if he does, it's going to be an interesting reaction. We're going to have to see how the money's kind of dispersed throughout the contract. But in general, we're talking about Sam Darnold likely being the quarterback that the Seahawks will get tomorrow. However, I'm not going to say that it's a done deal or anything, but that's where most national reports have been leading. And mostly when national reporters are clearly hinting at something, it's because something has already been agreed to or is essentially at the finish line, but they can't report officially because it is not legal. But tampering happens all the time. That we will see people tomorrow sign for a sign at 12:05. They did not negotiate a contract in 5 minutes. Everybody knows that that was tampered with, but it just doesn't come out officially. So that is a key thing. Sam Darnold will take up a good amount of that money. However, Seattle, I'm sure, will have a way to work around that cap number and free up some money. They will also have money to potentially spend on offensive line, which is also something that obviously a lot of people are going to be doing. I think, like I said, the way I'm going to be doing it tomorrow night, I will do a recap video about day one. And then the next night, I'll do a recap video about day two, and I'll probably do it for about a week until all the big players are essentially off, and then I'll do videos once the Seahawks make a couple moves here and there. But overall, Seahawks now have a lot of money to kick around with. I believe it's about the fifth most money in the league. The Seahawks can make a lot of things happen with this money. Big time legacy situation for John Schneider coming up in the next few days here. The Seahawks and John Schneider need to improve the offensive line. They need to get their quarterback. They need to fill the crucial holes. If John Schneider misses out on that, we're talking about his job potentially being gone. It's that simple. You need to get Sam Darnold. You need to get two legitimate offensive line with one of them being one of those marquee names, whether it's Will Fries, whether it's Mekhi Becton, whether it's Drew Dahlman. You need to get one of those names. There is no excuse when you have all this money to not get one of those names. So that's that, where Seahawks now have a lot of money, also a lot of picks. Seahawks have 5 picks in the first 3 rounds, four on day two, now having two second round picks, now having two third round picks. there's a lot of ammunition there. I don't know if the Seahawks intend on using these picks to maybe get up. I don't know where they see their quarterback of the future falling. I do not know if they like Milrow. I doubt they like Milrow, considering the system that they run. I think they would probably want someone who can maybe click into that system a bit better than Milrow does. I think when I watch Milrow, I see Justin Fields. Um, I don't think Justin Fields would fit well into a Kubiak style. I don't know if Jackson Dart would fit well, even though traits wise, he's absolutely the best fit. I'm not really going to get into talking about draft quarterbacks right now, but I think the expectation has to be that John Schneider wants a quarterback in the draft. He's done pretty well evaluating quarterbacks in the past. Um, Overall, though, I would say I expect the Seahawks to use one of those seconds to get a quarterback, and we'll see who it is. We'll do a lot more mock drafts in the coming days. That'll be fun to do, fun to talk about. Here is where things can get a little precarious. The wide receiver room is really bad. I believe we have three wide receivers under contract. One is obviously Jackson Smith and Jigba. The other two are Cody Young and no, Derek Young and Cody White. Cody White. I don't know why I said Cody Young. Cody White. Bad situation. What you cannot do though is go out and spend money on these veteran free agents who are washed. I'm very happy that Devontae Adams went to the Rams on a big contract because frankly, I did not want Devontae Adams. I did not want him. I'm happy he's not there on the team. I'm happy he went to the Rams because I think frankly his best years are way behind him, and I don't know if he'll ever be able to tap back into that type of thing. We saw last year with the Jets, he really struggled at times. I just don't think it's worth it at all. I don't think it's worth it to go get a Stephon Diggs. I don't think it's worth it to get Amari Cooper. I don't think it's worth it to get Chris Godwin, guys like that. DeAndre Hopkins, stay away from those guys. If you're going to sign anyone, sign cheap flyers or sign young guys. Like if you're going to spend real money on a free agent, go get Diami Brown from Washington, a guy who's pretty fun down the stretch in the playoffs, stuff like that. Don't spend it on players who just didn't who are way past their prime but have the name. So I really do not want to see John. If I have to tune in tomorrow and the Seahawks sign Stephon Diggs for like 2 years, 45, I'm going to be pissed off. It's just that simple. I'm going to be really pissed off. Now, here's the thing. I think John Schneider's job is on the line. This offseason is absolutely colossal. He has set it up. His quarterback is gone. His number one wide receiver is gone. His number two wide receiver is gone. He has a ton of money to use. The defense is good. The defense is fine. You really don't have to do much to fix this defense. Maybe go out and get a nose tackle. I think that's really all you need. Like need. I think what you need now is you need to go fill the offensive line, get a quarterback, and get usable wide receivers, but preferably just draft some with those second and third round picks. It's that simple. Don't overcomplicate things for this team. There's no need to. Go out and sign players that are good. Go get Will Fries. That's the name that a lot of people have been saying. I would be pretty excited with Will Fries. He would at least be a player who is a legitimate commitment on the offensive line, who has experience in that zone scheme and is young enough to be here in the long term. That's a guy that fits that I think would excite me personally. I don't know about the rest of the fans, but it would excite me. Drew Dalman would excite me. Mekhi Becton would excite me. Go out and fill that spot. Overall, my thoughts on the DK Metcalf trade, you got the compensation that you could. A second round pick for the contract that he got. Frankly, I think he got way overpaid in that contract. I don't think he's worth $33 million a year. I think he's a good receiver. He's a great wide receiver at his peak. I don't think he is a consistently elite top end wide receiver, which is the money he got paid. Frankly, I'm fine not paying him that contract because frankly, I don't know that's if how I want to build the team, and I don't know if that's how Mike McDonald, if how Mike McDonald wants to build his team. I don't think he cares about spending money on a big wide receiver. I think he would rather invest in the offensive line. So we'll see how everything works out. Overall, I'm fine with the DK trade. It was kind of feeling inevitable at this point. I did not have much emotions when I saw it. Overall, though, the pick is fine. It's a good enough pick. It's not a great pick, but it's a good enough pick. It's nothing that I'm going to be angry about, but you have to use the silver lining of this DK move is you have to use the money opened up and the pick wisely. And you have to invest in what you need and not be unnecessary with your assets. I think ultimately that's the big message. And now I'm going to end this video by saying John Schneider free agency negotiations start tomorrow. The ball is in your court. I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts on the DK trade in the comments below and what you think, how you're feeling going into free agency tomorrow. I will see you guys tomorrow with a free agency day one recap. Hopefully, we have some good news to discuss. I want to thank you guys for watching. Enjoy your day. Peace out.